Party people, what's going on? Welcome to Defining Masculinity. I'm your host, Augustrashaad. Now, um, got a little glare coming in here with the sunshine. Y'all gonna have to see it, man. You know. So what we have going on today, I want to make sure that we jump straight into the doc, man. We need to check right into the doc. So as we get into the doc, boom. We're at attributes. We got physically, fit, muscular, right? 6-pack, 18-inch arms. These are my goals, guys. I almost got 16-inch arms now. I'm not there, but I'm almost there. So I'm like, yeah, 2 inches, right? There's no exact timeline on that yet. So then we got, okay, financially, how do we want to do that? Mentally, how do we want to do that? We're referencing A.R. Bernard. A.R. Bernard talks about maturity, decisiveness, consistency, and strength, which is great. And then you have emotionally, we're talking about ourselves. How can we be centered, right? Willing to feel and express our feelings appropriately, right? Because your lady's gonna ask for that, right? Somebody's gonna ask for you to be more emotionally present and drawn out than you probably want to be, guys. And rock to water, right? Sturdy and reliable in chaos and good times. Those are things that I want to be. So in emotional moments, and this is like a whole me thing. I'm not even sure if this is something I'll subscribe or prescribe. I guess I don't know. I attach this to my masculinity. I'm not saying you have to attach this to yours, because once again, this is defining masculinity, right? It's 100% up to you how you want to define your masculinity. But I'm just showing to you my process and my thinking when I'm defining my masculinity, and I'm reflecting upon the different videos that we see that are trying to tell us what masculinity is, or might be, really showcasing it without even directly talking about it. So it's so much content to really look at and reflect upon. And so it's a beautiful journey through this world we call YouTube. This is my YouTube verse. Spiritually, right? I have a center similar to a religion. Right, I'm Christian, so that's going to be my religion. But have some principles, have some standards, have some practices. So this is what I'm saying. That I think that's important for masculinity. It's back to being that rock and water. All right, so exploration, right, was what kind of capitalized on the 20s. Now intentional planning is what my 30s is what my because my 30s look like intentional planning and execution. All right, 40s, leading a family. 50s, prepping the kids for adulthood. Wow, you know what I'm saying? You about to get grown. Why? Because I'm about to definitely be that dad that's like, oh, you grown, right? Yeah, get up out of my house. It's no, you good. We prepped you, we raised you for this. You are properly prepared to pay your bills. Because in my 60s, me and the wife, we out, we traveling the world. Everywhere we haven't been, all right, bet. It's time to get there, babe. Right now. And then 70s, reading and writing books. I got a bunch of ideas and a bunch of stuff I want to write. I might write books along the way, but it's just like, that's what retirement looks like. Here's all my thoughts and experiences. Boom. Here's all my thoughts and experiences. Here's my fantasies. Here's my freaking dreams. In a super cool, dope storytelling way. And that just covers all the way through the hundreds. And then when I get to 100, baby, yeah, even well over a million, hopefully a well over $1 million estate for the family. I think it's really important that you just have those goals. For me, this is how I, my goals, my dreams, my ambitions. As you can see, it's all tied into my masculinity here. So it's super important for me. Maybe your masculinity isn't how you define yourself, right? Maybe it's not top 5 for you. As you can see, it's top 5 for me. Hegemonic, remember that? We'll go back to that video. I think if you go back to my first video when we were looking at hegemonic, that came up when we were talking about, we were listening to Microsheed, and we were also listening to Mr. Organic. And I remember he had that orange beard. And nonetheless, what was interesting was how they were talking about just always being that guy, right? How they growing up and how they always were kind of like that guy. And so we was like, what is that guy for us as masculine men? And as we're developing ourselves within the world, and we're like, okay, we know what it is. It's high value male. We jumped over to Kevin Samuels because he's popularized the term. You know, he didn't come up with it, but he dang sure it made it the term of 2021 or 2020, whatever, both, whatever. And then we was like, okay, so where are our standards set? You know, standards set that will never be broken again. And we put some numbers here, right, to implement what that is. Because we're talking about regular 9 to 5 people here, right? Because we acknowledge, I told you, I'm not a high value according to Kevin Samuel standards. So, you know, we're doing this for your average, you know, corporate working guys, 9 to 5. That's where I'm at. Standards met. Okay. Boom. Well, I did graduate college and I got a master's degree. So, you know, that allows me to be have a great opportunity and career looking forward, I believe. And I have self-published 3 books. Baby. All right, hold on real quick. You know what I'm saying? You see my hands ashy right here? I just can't keep looking at this. I'll be right back, guys. gotta keep yourself well groomed, you know? I just think that's important. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Baby. Let's go. All right. So standards met, right? So something that was a standard for me that I met, I was graduating from college and then getting my master's degree, and then boom, I self-published 3 books. Okay. So I would say my parents both graduated college. My mom has a master's degree. She recently, you know, earned her doctorate degree. Shout out to moms. But as far as I know, no one's been out here self-publishing books in my family. Well, I think I got like maybe like an 8th or 9th cousin somewhere that has, but by then we have different last names. So boom, first person with my last name to publish a book. So 3 of them, let alone that. All right, so let's go. Median male income. Oh yeah, so we had to identify what the median male income was. This was great because we were looking at the roommates. And so when we're looking at the roommates, they're talking about how Hafiz was talking about to these 2 young ladies and saying that there was no more marriageable men based upon this article that they found. I couldn't find the article, but I was able to link the Bureau of Labor Statistics as far as what a man is making on average. And so we were able to come up with these numbers, and we're able to identify there's about $57,000 a year. So cool. But the average married man is making 55% more than that, which comes out to about $88,000 a year. And so now we have to pick what our goals are, who we are, who we want to be. We know what the numbers are, right? What's great about being a masculine man is that, you know, you look at the practicality, the logic of it all, you understand what the numbers are, you understand who you are, where you are, and you know the game that you're playing, and you play your cards the best way, knowing your odds. It doesn't, you know, there's a possibility and a probability that exists, and we want to understand and know the probability and play to the probability if the probability is in our favor. But if the probability is not in our favor, the possibility might as well just be something else that we also believe in. And so here, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of play a little possibility and a little probability, but I lean on probability. And I'm okay with that. This is coming from a guy who's not a high value male, but I still think I'm a quality guy. I don't have no stats, no numbers, or nothing like that to, to prove it, right? But also, I think there's an importance in being able to establish yourself as a man independently of a woman. So that way, when you come to a woman, that you're more whole and complete as you are as a man, to be able to create this more yin and yang. You see, you know what I'm saying? Yo, sharing lotion, you know what I'm saying? But the way that you can come together more completely, right? We want to be super feminine and you want to be super masculine, you know, so you get that yin and yang, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think it's a super macho, you know, football player masculine is the ultimate version. Well, maybe it is. That's the extreme version. But I don't think as an average guy who's working a normal 9 to 5, that you have to really worry about that, you know, for my 9 to 5 guys. Right. I'm not trying to alienate the entrepreneurs, but you know, shout out to the entrepreneurs. I'm the son of an entrepreneur. But you know, a lot of entrepreneurs tell their children to go get good jobs and good 9 to 5 job they can rely upon that makes them a lot of money. So that's the track I'm trying to get on. Follow that. I am not there yet, but hey, I am. It's a train on the way, on the way, on the way. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I am a Henry. I'm saying, oh, so we call this the Henry channel. Hey. So what does the Henry life look like? Ooh, I like this. So in defining masculinity. Okay. This might be it. This might be something. All right, this sun, you see this sunlight? It's interesting. It's gonna get crazier. Let me remove the blinds. Hold on. You guys ready for this? Yeah, I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that at all. All right. Hold up. Time out. Let me get a 20-second. Ooh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, that's much better. I like that. Yeah, let's go. So what video are we gonna watch today? Okay, who is this? Okay, so this is Better Ideas, right? How to change your life in a year. So, you know, it's the beginning of the year. I watched like maybe about 5 minutes of this, and I was like, oh, this kind of good. I was like, let's bring it to the tribe. So here I am bringing it to the tribe, and we're gonna watch this together. My head, his head, you know. Oh shit, Baldy's with the beard. Hold on. Gang. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ball, but like I'm kind of bald, you know. So, I got the bald fade. He got the bald teeth. You know what I'm saying? But it's all gang, gang. You know what I'm saying? My bald brother from another mother.
Some time at home with my family this Christmas season, I'm reminded yet again how quickly time flies. It's the end of the year again, Not really sure how that happened. But naturally, it gets me thinking about the year I just had and whether or not I liked that year. What are some things that I did well? What are some things that I want to improve on? And do I really like the direction that my life is going in? And for the most part, probably more than any other late December pondering, that answer is yes. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now. But it wasn't easy to get here. And I remember so many times in my life where that answer was no, where I really didn't like the person that I was when I thought about it. I really had some deep regrets about the year that I just had. I made some mistakes that I really wanted to correct. I wanted to break some bad habits. I wanted to start new habits. But the problem is, it seemed like the same story every year. I didn't really know where to start. I didn't really know the secret to getting change to stick. And I'd watch YouTube videos just like this one, trying to figure out, the magic formula that will help me stick to my goals and truly start a new chapter in my life. But the bottom line is, you're not going to change a thing if you don't want to change. If you just feel like you should make a New Year's resolution, or you want to change some aspect of your life because somebody told you that it was a good idea, then you kind of defeat yourself before you even start. You need to combine a very strong will to change with a good strategy, and I can't provide you with that will, but I can provide you with a strategy. So in this video, I want to cover some things that helped me really transform my life, not in sort of an overnight kind of way, as we'll go over, but as a consistent mechanism that served me day after day, so that over the course of months, I was in a better position than I was the previous year. And these things that I'm going to go over don't just apply to New Year's. You might be watching this video in July. It doesn't really matter. If you have a strong feeling that there's something in particular that you want to change about your life, then hopefully some of these things that I'm going to go over will help you do just that. So the first thing is to pick one thing to focus on. It's extremely tempting to try to, let your mind.
What is the one thing that you're going to focus on? Oh, see, this is the difference, right? This is where we make a difference in our lives, right here, right now. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to, boom, go straight to the masculinity doc. We're going to create a section called 2022 right now. Boom. We're going to blow 2022 up. Talking 20, bold it. Matter of fact, throw it right here. Main goal. All right, my main goal is, in general, it's happiness. Right. So what does happiness look like? Going on adventures and building wealth while having a great body. Okay, that's three things. That's not what he said. He said, so let's keep watching the video because clearly I'm not ready to listen.
Mind run irresponsibly wild with all the things that you want to change about your life, in your mental health, your physical health, your social life, blah, 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 blah. And this is good. This motivation and this drive to improve is extremely useful. But you should dedicate all of this emotion to changing one thing about your life. Later down the line, as this thing becomes a habit, it might only take 30 days for you to have this thing locked in. Then you can think about adding more things. So what thing do you pick? Well, I think the first thing you should do is write down a list of things that you want to change about your life in several different areas, and be very detailed and specific. Where do you want to be 5 years from now? Where do you want to be in your financial life, your social life? What do you want your mental health to be like? Be very specific about this and detailed. And if you were to boil down one of these things into a daily habit that you could implement, what would that look like? An obvious example is if you want to have some, ripped beach body and have crazy.
Yes, I want to have the ripped beach body, crazy muscle mass, and low body fat. Sign me the
muscle mass and low body fat. then obviously probably the most important thing that will help you get there is to develop a consistent gym habit. So the actionable process to achieve that hypothetical goal is to go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, or whatever you think works for you. And once you've determined what the actionable process to achieve that eventual goal is, it's really important to reflect on whether or not you are comfortable with doing that process day after day after day. Is this something that is realistic to you? Is this something that you think you could stick to? Because this process is what you're going to be interacting with 100% of the time. You're not going to be interacting with the goal. You know, once you get there, your goal will change. The process itself is what that thing will feel like. It'll never feel like you are, living that goal. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn to fall in love with the process itself. And that is possible because a lot of that satisfaction comes from the quiet understanding that you're trending your life in the direction that you want to trend it in. Part of the reason why going to the gym feels so good is because you know that going to the gym is good for you. And by going to the gym, you are becoming someone you are proud of. You are operating on a day-to-day basis as a more authentic version of yourself. And the gym specifically feels really good because of the endorphin rush and the feeling of power you get when you lift heavy weights.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm captivated. I am in this, dude. Like I definitely want to achieve my goals. Like I'm hyped. Right, it's kind of like our little we call it our appendix. It's one of the appendix stuff. But it's an appendix, sure. So going on adventures, okay, and building wealth while having a great body. The main goal we're gonna say is physical fitness. For me, genuinely, it's probably financial fitness. But let's talk about physical fitness because I'm way more willing to talk to the word about my physical fitness than my financial fitness. Sorry, guys. I know. I'm all private, keeping my business to myself. Gosh, what am I? Yeah. All right, so physical fitness specifically, let's say 6. We already have these goals, don't we? Because we've already thought about this. We thought about our goals on so many different levels, haven't we? Oh my gosh, come on, tribe. Let's go. Boom, fit, muscular, 6-pack, 18-inch arms, right? Squat, bench, deadlift, body weight, 10x. Boom, we'll just copy those. Those are my 2022 goals right there. That's what we're going to focus on. Wow, you see what being prepared already I feel so less stressed right now. Anxiety is just leaving me right now because I already had it kind of prepared. I already thought it through, had it somewhere I can just resourcefully grab it and bring it into my life. Oh my God, this is what they mean when they say proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Ooh, because you already know piss poor performance is going to permeate pain. Talk to me. Body weight, okay. Okay, ain't that ain't no problem at all. What? I'll get a little separation out here. We're gonna bold that up. Yeah. Physical fitness, we're going to 2022. We're gonna do bold, main goal. 2022. These are all ideas. What we're gonna do is bullet point there. Happiness. It's like going on adventures. It's like, well, okay, here we go. Well, oh, and then wow, having a great body. All right, let's just call it having a great body. Boom, physical fitness becomes the number one. Right, building wealth is really going to take time. And I got financial goals. Like I said, I'm going to keep those to myself, to my, my accountability group, my mastermind, but not to the worldwide internet. The physical goals, yes, let's talk about it. We could do that. Dum dum dum. Yeah, it's all good. Let's go.
You know, that's a bonus. Pretty much anybody who's ever been consistent with a gym knows that they're consistent not because they're thinking about this end goal all the time. It's just because they really like the way going to the gym makes them feel, both physically and mentally and emotionally. It's just so good for you. This is a big ad for going to the gym. If being well-read and well-versed in literature is extremely important to you, and you decide that this is the one thing that you want to work on, you want to read a book a month or whatever, then anybody who's actually been successful with that will know that the thing that kept them going wasn't this vague concept or this vague sentiment of getting smarter. They just learned to enjoy reading for what it is. You know, the microcosm of their end goal became the enjoyable thing to interact with. So decide what exactly about your life you want to change. You know, what does that look like specifically? Then determine what that thing looks like on a day-to-day basis. Then try to figure out whether or not you're ready to strap on the boots and do that thing every single day. Because that thing is the thing. If you can't find enjoyment and fulfillment in the daily process of getting to where you want to be in life, then not only are you probably not going to stick with this change, but you're overall just going to live a less enjoyable life. You know, if everything you do on a day-to-day basis is just a means to an end, then your life is just a means to an end. All right, the second point I want to make is that forcing yourself is a good thing a lot of the time. Right off the bat, you might have alarm bells going. Joey, what about toxic hustle culture? What about getting burnt out means to an end? All right, the second point I want to make is that forcing yourself is a good thing a lot of the time. Right off the bat, you might have alarm bells going. Joey,
I'm so glad that he moved on. But yeah, make it a consistent thing. Get it every day. His voice is getting a little monotone now. But it's really high quality, like whatever he used to record it. I love that. Yeah, what type of mic are you using, bro? Let me know.
what about toxic hustle culture? What about getting burnt
Joey, what type of mic are you using, Joey? That's what I'm using now.
out? This toxic self-improvement is really taking over your mind, Joey. But I think that's all BS to a certain extent. Almost everything worthwhile in life requires some form of sacrifice. A lot of the time, you're not going to want to go to the gym. A lot of the time, you're not going to want to read books. You're not going to want to drink more water, or whatever the hell you decided is the best thing for you. But you should never determine the value that something has in your life before you do it. Not never. I mean, that's probably not a concrete rule. Like, you shouldn't just do drugs.
What? Right. No, he's about to go for the drugs. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, okay, look, okay, yeah. He's gonna say what? Okay, all right. Do you like drugs? Do you like drugs? Yeah, me too.
Drugs and then evaluate afterwards whether it was good for you or not. Like, you know, you can use your judgment, but we're not talking about doing crack here. We're talking about doing things that you've already determined are good for you and will help you be where you want to be in life and help you be someone you're proud of. And a lot of the times, even though these things are extremely good for you, before you do them, you're gonna have tons of this emotional and physical resistance in the way of doing that thing. And a lot of the time, these rationalizations will say stuff like, you're getting burnt out. You need to just take a break today. But in these particular situations, what you'll find is that almost 100% of the time, if you just do the thing anyways, you'll realize that those rationalizations were bullshit. You know, if you're super tired, you're super stressed from work, and you have this voice in your head saying, no, you're burnt out. Just take a break. Don't pick up those sneakers and go for a run. But you do it anyways. You just go and put on your sweatpants, you put on your running shoes, and you go for a run anyways. Pretty much 100% of the time, you'll...
Okay. Yes. Like, I think he is promoting burnt out culture right here. You know, but at the same time, I think it is good to push yourself. So set a goal that I think is achievable that you know you can do every day. So that way that you want to do it. And I think often at times you'll find yourself, and this is my 2 cents, right? I'm no fitness expert. I don't have a certification or anything like that. But I would say make it achievable so that you can do it every day and build that habit. And I'm sure you'll grow in your capacity for what you're doing in the gym or what your exercise actually is on a consistent basis.
You'll say, wow, I'm so glad I didn't listen to that rationalization. I feel invigorated and proud of myself because I didn't fall for that. And on that topic of burnout or feeling lethargic or depressed, it's extremely hard to feel that way by consistently taking constructive action. Far more draining on your will and your existence is the slow creep of existential dread as you sit around and do nothing and let opportunities pass you by. That's far more draining on your existence than forcing yourself to go to the gym even though you're a little tired. So use your brain. I'm not saying punish yourself for messing up or, make your feet bleed and call yourself a bitch if you don't run 10 miles and take cold showers in the morning or, something stupid like that. Obviously, you can take it too far, but it is healthy to force yourself past the resistance and the rationalizations holding you back from doing something that you already know is good for you. And the final point I want to mention is that you can make the processes work for you. There is a way to make the processes genuinely more enjoyable, and there's a lot of methods that you can employ to make this happen. It's important to realize that you're on your own side. You don't want to punish yourself for messing up. You don't want to.
So this is what I was saying earlier. Make it achievable. Make it something that you really want to do, right? Like, make it something that you can do. I think I've had enough of Joey here. I really appreciate Joey breaking down his better ideas, right? And he is encouraging you to really create a consistent habit focused on one goal. And I believe in the concept of how you do anything is how you do everything. So, a lot of the things that you are doing in one space of your life are most likely transferable to go into another space in your life. And I would really encourage you to build that practice and take this into effect. This is something that we wrote in the masculinity document. You already know it's in the description. Go ahead and check it out. We want to build happiness, and boom, I set the goals. I'm trying to get a 6-pack this year, 18-inch arms. I want to be able to squat, bench, and deadlift my body weight for 10 reps. Right, my current body weight right now is about 206. I have, I'll write it in here. You know what? Forget it. We'll go full transparency, right? I have 15.5-inch arms. Let's just say I have a flat stomach. And right now I can I know that I could squat, bench, and deadlift my body weight for at least 1 rep. I don't know if I can do it for 10 reps. So let's say it's 1 rep achieved. We're trying to get up to 10. All right, boom. Cool. So this is a cool video. I just wanted to be able to really just look at the year, right? This is 2022. We have to really identify who we are and define ourselves as, masculine people. And as we continue to identify ourselves as masculine people, I think it's important that we are very direct and deliberate, intentional about what we want to be persistent and consistent about, because it's going to take persistent and consistent action in order to be able to achieve our goals. And it's important that we achieve our goals, which are goals to be able to live our best life. In order to live our best life, we have to become our best selves. In order to become our best selves and become the best men possible, I think it's absolutely necessary and important that you are consistently looking at different material, reflecting upon that material, and taking gems from that material and allowing that material to be able to influence your life appropriately should you see fit, because you are now the parent of yourself. You're a grown man. So take care of yourself, be intentional, be deliberate. Happy New Year. It's 2022, 364 days left to be able to have the greatest year of your life. It's absolutely possible. And and if your life has been boring and dreadful, then I guess you have a low bar to reach for what can be the best, year in your life. And if your life's been absolutely fantastic, mind blowing out this world, then hey, you fall short and you still probably are having a top 10 greatest life experience. So congratulations. Congratulations to everyone who is right on their way to having the best year of their life. I'm your host, Augustrashaad. This is Defining Masculinity. Shout out to all my Henrys out there. And I'll talk to y'all soon, man. Peace and Afro Greece.